Welcome to my TFL Sunday recipe. I am really excited, and if you've tuned in last week, you know that I did bacon Brussels sprouts. Well, we're doing bacon again because I'm on Whole30, and when I do Whole30, bacon becomes its own food group. So that's just what it is. For those of you who are tuning in from Instagram, if you want to see the full recipe, head over to my website, www.thefitlaw.com/blog. Sorry, you can't post text yet. I'm hoping that they're going to update that soon, but as of right now, no luck. So just head over there for the full recipe or check into my Facebook where there's the link. So tonight, we're sticking with the bacon theme because bacon, duh. We're sticking with the bacon theme, but we're going to be doing hash. And for those of you who have never made a hash before, it's basically one of those amazing dump recipes that you can go look in your fridge and be like, what do I have? Oh, I have peppers and onions and jalapenos and potatoes. Great, I can make hash. You can pretty much throw whatever you want in it, and it's amazing. So a couple things that you're going to need for this specific recipe. Again, you can pretty much customize this to what you have in your fridge. But what I'm making it with is bacon, jalapenos, potatoes, red onion, bell peppers, garlic, and then you're going to need one of these babies. This is my cast iron skillet. I love, 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 love this thing. It seriously is my entire life. I cook in it every day. What's great about these is that they get to a really, really high temperature and they hold their heat really well. So they're great, especially for like steaks and stuff that you want to start on the stove and then end in the oven, right? So we're going to be using that tonight. And we're going to start with some bacon, okay? So it's really, really simple, really, really simple recipe, but it's delicious. And actually, I had another recipe in mind because I usually plan these out a few days or even a week ahead of time, and today I was just like, I have no idea what I'm making. So I literally did open the fridge and looked in, and I was like, oh, I'm totally making hash. I had put in a pork roast this morning. It's in my crock pot sitting back here with some like Mexican seasoning. I did like my homemade taco seasoning, and I was like, I don't know what to do with it. And so this is going to be a really great addition to like on the side of my carnitas. So I'm really excited about this. So, okay, first things first, we are going to start with 6, and yes, I said 6 pieces of bacon. And if you think that's too much bacon, you shouldn't be on my live feed because we can't be friends because there's no such thing as too much bacon. So we're just going to dice these. So I'm going to cut them in fourths, and then I will cut them in half lengthwise and then just dice them really, really small. Seeing this weekly show, I need smell-o-vision. Yeah, I know. I haven't been able to invent that yet. I'm working on it, I swear. I swear. And just so you guys know, now that I'm going live on Instagram on Sundays too, I'm using my phone as well as my tablet, so I don't have a good way to answer questions. So if you have questions, pop them below, and then after the live feed is done, I will go back and answer them, okay? Again, for those of you on Instagram, I'm sorry. I don't know if there's a way for you to comment. If there is, I can't see them. So if you want your questions answered, you're going to have to go over to Facebook. I apologize. I only have so many electronic devices. My kids wish that we had more, but as of right now, this is all we got. So, bacon, some bacon, and a little bit more bacon. I'm stoked because when my brother was here, I sharpened all my knives, and so they're so much better than they used to be. Not that they weren't sharp before, they were, but it's just kind of like a touch-up thing that you have to do every once in a while to kind of, put the edge back on. It's good knife etiquette, people. Learn how to sharpen your knives. It's like a $30 stone that you can buy. Watch it on YouTube, and you will be able to use your knives forever. And when I say that, I mean good quality knives. I mean, like, don't get, cheap knives and then try to just sharpen them. Just go out and spend some money. Okay. I know I'm going to get this question, so I'm just going to answer it now. The brand that I use, that I favor, is Wusthof. Another great brand is Global. They all range about $100 per knife, just so you know. But it's worth it when your knife literally lasts you forever. Okay, we're putting bacon into a cold skillet. This is really important. Cold skillet's going to render the fat a lot better than if you're just going to throw it into a hot pan, okay? So we're going to just kind of spread this out a little bit. Turn this on medium-high heat, and then we're just going to let it go, okay? And then I need to wash my hands, 2 seconds. And my knife. And then we're just gonna flip this cutting board to do our veggies. All right. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I really want to roast, and I put my pan away. I really forgot. I always do like a triple check before I go live, and I always forget something every single time. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to clean out our jalapeno, okay? Because I want to roast it. I don't want the seeds, and I don't want the skin. So what we're going to do is cut the top off, okay? And this is just my dump bowl off here. You're going to cut it in half lengthwise. And we're going to take out the seeds. This part is optional. If you like spicy food, leave the seeds in. It's completely up to you what you want to do. But I prefer them out. I'm just not a huge fan of spice. It's just my personal preference. My husband is, so I think it kind of bothers him that I always take the seeds out of a jalapeno, but I'm in charge because I'm cooking, so I don't care. It's a lot easier with a spoon, actually, to just kind of like wedge it in there and then you don't cut through it. There we go. See? Pops right out. All right. And then no oil, nothing needed. Just put it face down on a baking sheet, okay? I just kind of cut the little membrane in the back there and then just pull it straight out. Okay, here we go. All right, and then I'm going to just stick these in a 425 degree oven for a few minutes. Basically all we're looking for is for the skin to pull away so that we can take it off. So just keep an eye on it. We just want like a little more toned down flavor. Again, optional. If you don't want to roast it, you don't have to. I prefer the roasted jalapeno flavor over raw jalapeno or like just, you know, not roasted. I think it just adds another dimension of flavor. So it's worth the extra few minutes. Okay, so now we have to do a little bit of prep. We need to cut our onion, peel some potatoes, and we're going to small dice everything, okay? We want them all the same size. This is super important. I preach this all the time. Consistency with your knife cuts is huge, okay? So we're going to start with our bell pepper. If any of you guys have been on my live feeds before, you know that anytime I do this, I always just teach you how to do it. So, sharp knife, bell pepper, you're going to look at like the little sections on top. So this one is 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to cut straight down. So I put my knife into where the middle of the pepper is, right where the stem starts, and I just take my knife and I run it straight down. All right? And I'm going to do that in all 3 of these little divider, like section dividers, I don't know what to call them. And then you're just going to take your finger, put it between the cut, and pull towards yourself. Pop. Pop goes the pepper. There we go. All right? And then you have the one left with the seeds on it. Turn it upside down, take your dump bowl, and pull it straight out. Easy, 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 okay? Easiest way to cut a pepper without wasting everything. I think that's the biggest problem that people run into with these bell peppers is that they cut off the top, and that's how they try to clean them. The only reason you should ever cut off the top of a pepper is if you are stuffing a pepper. That's the only reason you should ever do it, okay? So other than that, you cut it like this, okay? I'm just going to take my knife and just clean up a little bit of the pith that's in here. There's not much because I pulled most of it out with my fingers. And yeah, you can pretty much clean it all with your fingers, just FYI. So if you're not comfortable with your knife skills, it's an easy vegetable to just kind of manhandle a little bit. So now what we're going to do for small dice is we're going to cut these into, we're going to julienne this first, which means just cutting into strips, and then we're going to dice it, okay? So we'll get those all julienne and then kind of put them together, and we're going to dice these. And then we'll just set these in a bowl to the side. What we're going to do is we're going to use the reserved bacon fat to cook our vegetables and our potatoes, okay? So you don't need any extra oil or anything like that. We'll just use the bacon grease that's already in there. Win-win, right? All right. Here we go. There's one of our 3 that we got to do. And I always cut the pepper upside down like this because the skin on the outside is a lot more slippery, especially if you have a dull knife. It can slide off and you can cut yourself. So upside down is the best way to go, okay? Flesh side up is what I meant to say. Not so skin side down, flesh side up. Let me check my bacon. Oh, yes. And I just have a slotted spoon because when I remove it, I want all the grease to stay in there. So that's what I'm stirring it with. That is why I chose that spoon. All right, let's get these diced. Okay. And we're going to have one more. Come on. I always get like stragglers that like pop off on my cutting board. They always end up everywhere. All right, here we go. And done. You can use any color pepper for this. The only one that I choose not to use is green peppers. And I don't know why, but I think green peppers are gross. They taste different. That's just my personal opinion. You can disagree with me. I don't care. I don't like them. Okay, so red onion for this. It's just going to look a lot prettier, and I just like it. I like the flavor a little bit better. It's kind of goes more with my carnitas. Like, I think it's just a better fit. So I'm choosing to use red onion. On my last live feed, I had a little bit of a miscommunication about how to dice an onion. When I said cut off the back, what I meant to say is I just clean off this little back part, but I leave the root intact. And somebody made a comment about, you need to leave the root intact, and they are completely 100% right, because it is so much harder to dice an onion if you don't have your root intact. So you can clean off the end, but make sure that you leave that root on there so that it holds your onion together, okay? And that's super, super important. So we're gonna get that cleaned off, and then we are gonna dice these up really quick. So remember, 3 incisions into the onion with an imaginary line at the back where you're gonna stop. And then we're gonna go straight down, and then we're gonna dice it this way. And then we have some beautiful red onion dices. Easy, easy, easy. And I swear it will get easier with time. Practice, practice, practice makes perfect, right? Isn't that what your mother told you? Now, the recipe that I have calls for 1 medium red onion. I have 2 small red onions because the ones that I had were just pretty small. So just use your judgment. You can use as much or as little as you want, but 1 medium one should do the trick. Okay. Do this other one. And if you guys can't hear that bacon, oh. Somebody told me that there's a bacon flavored candle or like scented candle that somebody sells, and it was gross. So I was so excited about it at first, and then she was like, don't buy it. It smells like dog treats. And I was like, okay. Because seriously, if I could just like have bacon going in a pan all day on my stove, can you imagine just like waking up to that every morning? Like this bacon. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. And we're getting all those really, really nice bacon bits on the bottom, which is what we want. Awesome. And I'm just looking for these to just crisp up, okay? All right. Let's do our second red onion, and then we'll move to our potatoes. Okay, here we go. Dice this bad boy up. And then for the potatoes, I personally peel them. You don't have to. I choose to. Again, a lot of hash is personal preference. Like I said, it's one of those dump recipes that's just amazing. Like I put leftover Brussels sprouts that I've cooked in here. Broccoli is good in hash. Like you can pretty much put any kind of vegetable in here and it's gonna taste good. Zucchini, squash, even like, oh, I'm trying to think. Zucchini, squash, potatoes, onions, peppers, leeks, like pretty much everything. I can't really think of a bad vegetable when it comes to hash. It's just one of those recipes. And the other thing that I love about this is you can use it for dinner, and it's an amazing side dish because it's got potatoes and vegetables, right? So it's got your starch and your veggie. Or you can use it with breakfast and put chorizo and eggs in it. I mean, come on, guys. Like, how awesome is that? Okay, veggies are done. Just gonna keep those prepped off to the side here in a bowl. And I dropped one on the ground. Wouldn't be a cooking show if I didn't drop something. Okay, stir this one more time, and then we're gonna be probably about another 2 minutes out, and then I'll pull these. And then I just have some paper towels off here to the side, just so that I can soak up the grease, because you don't want your just like it's sitting in a pool of grease, because then your bacon, even if it's like crispy when you make it, it will still get soggy. So that's why you put it on paper towel. Okay, I have 3 just white russet potatoes, okay? I'm just gonna peel them really quick, And you can do it fancy. Again, I do a lot of, you can do that, but you don't have to. You can do it fancy with a knife. I don't peel things with a knife. Potato peeler is so much faster. They made us do that in culinary school. They gave us little tiny paring knives and made us just peel potatoes for hours. And it was the worst. I hated those days. They made us tornade them too. So they made us like cut them into tiny little, they almost looked like little torpedoes. Why? It was just knife skills, right? We were teaching you knife skill basics, and you know, it was fun like the first day, and then like you got halfway into the semester and you're like, ugh, I don't want to do any more potatoes. Come on, people. It's ridiculous. Okay. I'm too short for this too. I need to be like up here. Short people problems. That's why I usually just pull my trash can over. I learned the hard way that you shouldn't put potato peels down the garbage disposal. That happened at my old house. We had to get it snaked because I had put potato peels down it. And you're not supposed to. That clogs your garbage disposal. Don't do it. Okay, so that's 2 of my 3. And these are just like flying everywhere. Don't mind me. Just making a mess. It's my house. I can do what I want, right? Okay, 2. And 1 more. Seriously, I feel like it's hard because some days I feel like I want to be taller, and then other days I'm so glad that I'm short, right? I mean, there's so many like pros and cons to both, but right now, I wish I had a step stool. I have one in the other room, but I don't feel like getting it, especially because I'm almost done with this. Come on, let's go. I also make my husband peel potatoes usually because I hate doing it. It's like one of those things that I'm like, I'll just leave the skins on. Not because I like it better, but more just because I'm lazy. Okay, potatoes are done. High five to me. All right, skins can go over here. Our bacon is done, so I'm going to take that out. Ooh. I'm going to turn my heat down just a little bit while I take these out. Stick them on your paper towel. Like I said, slotted spoon is going to work the best, okay? Now, there's a lot of water content in your onions, okay? So, this is gonna splatter, so just be aware, like, it's gonna smoke a little bit, it's gonna splatter, it's okay, you won't die, it's okay, I swear. All right, so here we go. We're gonna put our onions and our peppers straight in. The oil's still, or the grease is still hot, okay? Ooh, there we go. Okay, we're going to let those sweat out a little bit, all right? We're not trying to brown them. We're trying to sweat them out a little bit. So we just want to let them cook in the oil. Just do their thing, okay? We're going to season them with a little bit of salt and black pepper. Just kosher salt, black pepper, easy, easy. Just put like a full teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of black pepper, okay? Now, with potatoes, same principle. Let's see, Hey, peeling potatoes is the worst. Yes, it is. Okay, so potatoes are the same thing, all right? You're going to cut them into strips, just like I did with the peppers, and then we're going to dice them from there, okay? It's just the easiest way to do it. Just makes your life easier, okay? All right. And that way they're all the same size. And smaller potatoes like this are just going to cook faster. Makes sense, right? I love hash. It's like one of my favorite breakfasts. Breakfast. I took down all my smoke alarms, and my husband insists on putting them back up. There's no fire in my house. Every single time. Brandon, can you just take it down? Every time, I swear. I'm going to kill them. It's ridiculous. My brother was here, and he didn't believe me, right? I was talking to him on the phone, and I was like, every time I cook, my smoke alarm goes off. And he's like, it can't be that bad. And I'm like, no, it really is. It really is that bad. And he's like, okay, I don't believe you. And so he came over, and we started making, our first day, we made pasta, and we made a homemade Alfredo sauce. And he started cooking onions, and all he did was put onions in olive oil and start them on the stove. And my fire alarm went off, and he's like, holy crap, you weren't kidding. And I'm like, yeah, there's nothing on fire. There's nothing even smoking. I swear, my alarms just know that I'm cooking and they just want to piss me off, and so they just go off. I need I keep seeing this meme on Facebook that says I just need an alarm that says that like responds to I'm just cooking, like you just scream at it and then it turns off. I need that. Seriously, somebody invent that so I can use it, because that is my life every single day. It's one of that's the only thing I don't like about my house. Only thing. I love my house. It's like the only thing I don't like. But I have to be like, I think what would happen if we did have an actual fire though is that we would just ignore it because we're so used to them going off all the time. So I feel like it's actually doing me a disservice that they're so sensitive. Logic? Yes? I think so. Okay. Finishing up this first potato. I'm doing 3 because, again, you guys all know I love leftovers. That's like my big thing, because me and my husband need stuff he needs stuff for lunch tomorrow. I need stuff for lunch tomorrow. We just like food. All right. I'm just going to slice this other potato too, so it's just done and off to the side here. Slippery. Okay. And all right. Let me check these really quick. Give them a good stir. Those look amazing. Oh, I just love the colors. I think that's my favorite part of red onion and like bell peppers. It's just the colors of it is so pretty. Okay, a couple more potatoes to go. And then we're gonna add these right in with some garlic, okay? So we're gonna add the potatoes in. We'll turn the heat up a little bit before we do, okay? We're gonna hit the heat a little bit, and then we'll throw our potatoes in. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose to, after these are already cooked all the way through, I really wanna get like a crispy top to it, almost like you would, not a frittata per se, but I'm just gonna stick it in the oven. I just wanna crisp it up a little bit on the top. I have my rack set all the way to the top of my oven, so I'm just gonna throw my cast iron skillet, because it's cast iron, into the oven for a few minutes and just crisp up all the potatoes and onions and stuff on the top. I think it's gonna be delicious. Okay, let's see if I can read some of these. Detects heat. Yeah, I think it probably does. That makes a lot of sense. I just feel like the design of the house then wasn't built very well, because there's a set of stairs right behind us, and what happens with heat? Heat rises, right? Heat ends up at the top of the stairs. That's where the fire alarm is, and it's in like an enclosed space, so it ends up just like pooling there, even if there's not like a ton of steam or anything. Like, it just ends up pooling there until it finally goes off. Maybe I'm just a bad cook. I don't think I am, but I mean, I set my fire alarm off all the time. All right. Couple more, almost done. Prep is the hardest part, guys. It just takes the most time. It's not even that these recipes are that complicated. It's just that there's a little bit of prep work involved. And that's the biggest tip that I give to people when they ask me. They go, I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to cook. How do I learn how to cook? And I immediately say, go to your kitchen, pick out all the vegetables and fruit that you have in there, and just cut them up. Just take a knife, spend some time in your kitchen, get to know your knife. And I know that sounds like very Mr. Miyagi, but it's true. Like, just get to know your knife, how it feels in your hand, right? The first thing they do when they put you in a kitchen is they immediately stick you on scut work, right? If you've never been in a kitchen before, you started out as a dishwasher or whatever, and you were like, I want to be a cook. What they will do is stick you on the line, and they give you like a box of mushrooms or a box of potatoes or onions, and they say, cut this. And they just make you cut them. And that's what you do all day. And that's how you hone your knife skills, is just practice. So if you need to learn how to cook and you want to learn how to implement stuff like this, just go into your kitchen, take some stuff out, and start cutting. Okay, so these sweat out really fast, which is exactly what we want. So I'm going to cut this heat up a little bit, like back up to medium high. I had it down to like medium low. My towel just fell on the ground. So I'm going to cut that up for like a couple seconds, and then we're going to throw our potatoes in, and then we'll add our garlic, okay? Are you guys ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. Okay, let's see. It must be the only one that hates me to cook bacon. I must be the only one that hates to cook bacon. I just like the smell. Oh, when your husband cooks it. Yes, you are the only one, I think. Okay, here we go. We're going to hit these with potatoes. I'm going to do about half and mix them, and then I'm going to add the other half. just because I have a lot. Now, potatoes, guys, are bland as hell. So what does that mean? Baby? Means you need a lot of S&P, baby. Salt and pepper. Season it up, okay? Do not be shy. Get in there with it. You want it to have flavor. Okay. You really want to get these coated with the oil, okay? The grease, bacon grease. Sorry, not oil. I need like a bigger cast iron skillet. Okay. Got that all done. Now I'm going to get my garlic ready, and then I will walk you through the next part. And everybody says season, salt. Yes, thank you. My biggest pet peeve is under-seasoned food. Seriously, it makes me crazy. Why? Just add some salt and pepper. And you don't have to get all insane with your spice cabinet. You really don't. Just pick a couple things up. Like my go-to spices: salt, pepper, rosemary maybe, and thyme. Like I think you can get away with that. You know, build from there. Like get your basics, but salt and pepper must have. I go and I cook for so many of my friends, and the first thing I ask them immediately when I walk in the kitchen is, where's your salt and pepper? And so many of them are like, I don't know. Or they hand me like a little shaker of salt, and I'm like, come on, man, like you gotta get this together. Salt is flavor. It's just the reality. Salt and fat, they're flavor, people. Like that's what, you always wonder, like what makes food taste so good at a restaurant? Salt and fat. Butter, oil, bacon grease. Sorry, it's just how it is. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I love about Whole30 is that I can have salt and fat. Like, I would much rather have fat in my life than carbs, than processed carbs. But that's just me. You hear those sizzling away? Oh, that piece is not good. I also like to look at my produce, just like go through, look at it before you use it. Because sometimes you just get like a bunk piece of garlic or, you know, an onion that doesn't look so hot. Just be aware. Like that one. What is happening? Where's my spoon? I lost it. Now what I do is I kind of do this in batches. So I let it kind of crust on the bottom and then I flip it. Because I'm getting a layer of crispy, right? That's the goal. All right. Woo! Jalapeños, baby. Here we go. Did you forget I put them in there? I know you did. It's okay. I didn't forget. I'm going to pull these off. Stick them on my cutting board. Come on. Not the best tool for that. Okay, now, if you did this right, the skin, they're going to be hot, so just keep... So the other thing is I feel like I have permanent calluses on my hands. Ooh, ow. If you need to cut the end off a little bit, you can. Just kind of hold it with your knife. And the skin should peel right off. Come on. There we go. Ooh. Just hot. Ow. First big burn. That's how you always know if somebody works in a kitchen too, is you go, show me your arms. It's like a calling card of a chef, right? They go, show me your arms, show me your hands. Because you just cut yourself and burn yourself so much that people just come to expect it, right? All right, so we're gonna take the skin off. Again, don't have to, I like it. The reason I'm adding these in last with the garlic is because they're already cooked, right? So I don't need to have them cooked like the rest of things. Oh, see, and that one just worked so much better. Why can't they all be like that? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Okay. These are going to be really super easy to dice because they're already cooked. So they're basically just like you know, they're warm and they're just going to be easy. They're pliable. I guess that's a good word. Pliable. Yes, pliable peppers, people. Okay, I'm going to kind of small dice these just a little bit more because I really want to get, because I only have one jalapeno, right? I have one jalapeno and I have a lot of other stuff in there, so I really want to get little bits of jalapeno throughout the whole thing. And roasting it is going to let you get a way finer dice than if you would have just done it raw. Okay. I'm going to throw that in and then I will get the garlic going. Mix that in a second. Wash my hands real quick. Okay. I need one more piece of garlic since my other one was bunk. But for real though, how many of you forgot that we put that in the oven? Okay. I was kind of staring at it and I was like, oh, I should probably check those. But the reason I thought of it is because I looked at it and I was like, this needs something green. And I'm like, oh, wait, I have something green in the oven. Okay, I usually would just use my garlic press and it's actually sitting right there, but I'm just not gonna because I just already have my knife done. And I'm just gonna knock this out. So, garlic, finely diced. Okay. You can roast this too if you're not a huge fan of like garlic flavor, but I love my garlic. It's like my three guilty pleasures: bacon, garlic, and chocolate. I think I could live every day with bacon, garlic, and chocolate. Maybe not together. So there's this game. I'm trying to think of. There's this game that my sister-in-law maybe it was my brother. When he was here to visit, he was telling us about this game, and he said it's a food game. So what you're supposed to do is you pick 3 foods. Both of the foods, so all 3 of the foods cannot go together and make something good. Like it can't taste good together, but every combination has to taste good together. And I know it sounds weird, but we were thinking about it and it's like super, super hard to come up with something. So you have 3 ingredients, any 3 ingredients you want, and 2 of them have to go good together and the other 2 of them have to go good together, but all of them can't taste good together. Can you do it? Because I couldn't. Garlic is in, baby. We're going to stir. Wash my hands. There we go. Mix this up thoroughly. We got a good crust going there. Oh. You know what else is great in this? Cheese. I don't eat cheese, but it's so good in this. Okay, let's see. Love the Fit Love videos. Thanks, Jessica. Do you eat bacon when you do 21-day fix program? No. Turkey bacon is allowed, but regular bacon is not. So I'm not a fan of turkey bacon personally. I like real bacon. So for me, I just decided not to eat bacon on a 21-day fix. And I know, it's like bad words saying that. Oh my gosh, it's so good, guys. Okay, so next step. So let me just kind of do a recap of what we've done already. My husband hates it when I do these because then we eat so late, but. Okay, here we go. Recap. We started with bacon, 6 slices of bacon diced in a pan, in a hot skillet, or in a cold skillet, excuse me. Turned that on, took our bacon out, set it aside. We added our peppers, our bell peppers, and our onions. Okay, softened those up. Threw our potatoes in there, and then took our jalapenos out of the oven that we had roasted, diced those up with some garlic, and threw that all in there, okay? Now we're just waiting for these to cook a little bit more so that we can add our bacon back in and then throw everything in the oven for a few minutes to crisp up the top. Best thing ever in these? Fried eggs. Okay, let's see. Bacon, rice, and milk. But are bacon and milk good together? That's what I'm saying. So it's hard, right? Because like bacon and milk are good together. Are rice and milk good together? I don't know. This sounds kind of weird to me. Drinking, LaCroix. This is sparkling water. Snap Pop. Don't drink pop. This is sparkling water. This is how I got over my Diet Coke addiction. It is amazing. They do have flavored kinds, and it's funny because I started out with those and I felt like it was easier for me to like ease into the no pop drinking with the flavored kinds, and now I've completely switched to just regular. So just regular soda water. Every time I go out to eat, what do I order? Soda water. So it's just, it's great. Like it gives you the fizz without all the calories and stuff. It's literally just carbonated water. Okay guys, we're ready. All right, so what I'm gonna do, and I'm going to end this after this, just so you guys know. If you want to see the finished product, you have to follow me on Snapchat. Or you have to go to my blog, and my picture will be up later. So I'm going to add the bacon back in, okay? And then I'm going to throw the whole thing on a top rack in the oven, okay? My oven's at 425, so bacon, make sure that my towel doesn't burn. Bacon is already cooked. That piece is for me. Okay? I'm going to mix this up, and then we're going to throw the whole thing in the oven. Here we go. Okay, guys, I'm just going to do that for a few minutes. You can also broil this if you want. Absolutely fine. I'm just going to stick it in the oven for a few minutes. Just try to get that crispy layer on top, and then I'm going to pull it out and eat it. It is amazing. I love hash. Seriously, it's so good if you've never had it. Let's see. What's my Snapchat name? My Snapchat name is The Fit Law, all one word. So, thanks for tuning in, guys, for my bacon jalapeno hash. I'm so excited to eat it. We're going to eat it with some carnitas tonight. You can also eat it with eggs tomorrow morning. That's totally happening. If you guys want to see the final picture, please head over to my Snapchat, which is just at The Fit Law, all one word, and I will have that picture up as soon as we're done eating. That's what's great about my recipes, is that I do them live, so you guys see them in real time, okay? This is actually what I cook for my family every single Sunday. So we're actually going to sit down and eat this tonight. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and thanks for tuning in. So glad that I got to cook for you tonight, and I will go back and answer all your questions. If you want to be friends with me, go check me out on Instagram, who I'm live on right now, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, all of the above, and I will talk to you guys next week Sunday, so be sure to tune in for my next recipe. All right, guys, bye. Have a great night.